set us up with those players who could have entered the NFL draft. Who's coming back? Who's leaving? I think most people watching have a pretty good grasp on what those two categories are. So I don't know that we need to spend a lot of time on that. But I'm most interested in knowing if you have a strong opinion about any players in either one of those categories making a mistake on coming back or leaving.
The departures for Miami are expected ones. Quincy Roche, 2019 AAC Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year when he was at Temple. You know, he's a fifth-year guy, comes down here, plays really well. He goes to the league. Probably a second or third round draft pick. Brevin Jordan, you know, 3 years, the second and third, a little bit injury riddled, amazing tight end. You know, he's a dynamic receiver. He had, or when targeted this year, Brevin Jordan produced the second highest QB rating of any player in America, second to Heisman Trophy winner Devontae Smith, when being targeted with passes this year. Elite talent. You know, so he's a guy, I would like to say first round draft pick, but you're looking at a minimum top 45, top 50. So, you know, top, you know, round and a half draft pick. You get Jalen Phillips, who's another, you know, fourth-year guy. Sorry, 17, 18, 20. Yeah, so he's a fourth-year guy, was the #1 recruit in the 2017 recruiting class at UCLA, all this stuff, you know, battled through injuries. You know, he got medically disqualified at UCLA, debated that, you know, came to Miami, redshirted, and just was a monster this year. You know, so he's a fourth-year guy working towards his degree and everything. So he's been in college for a while. You know, first-team All-American, but not first-team All-ACC, which, again, just shows and proves that there's an anti-Miami bias because, I'm sorry, first-team All-American, Football Writers Association of America, you know, 247 Sports, all these CBS Sports, everybody else, first-team All-American, and yet not first-team in conference. To two guys at Pittsburgh who, with all due respect, are simply not as good and did not perform as well as Jalen Phillips is just simply fucking asinine. But he's a guy who's going to be a first-round draft pick. So he leaves. If you remember before the season, Gregory Russo, he opted out because he was going to be a first-round draft pick. Is probably still going to be a first-round draft pick. You know, he doesn't have the wear and tear of this COVID season. Plus the fact, you know, I believe that his mother was an ER nurse or something associated with COVID healthcare and being able to be around his family and everything like that. And through this whole time, he elected to step away from the Miami Hurricanes, to train to go towards the NFL. So, you know, those guys are leaving. And then there's the other seniors. Well, no, there really aren't many other seniors, really. Who are leaving. And then pretty much everybody else is back. You know, Derek King, that was a seismic kind of a thing when he decided that he's coming back. Cam Harris also coming back. I already spoke about Pope and Wiggins, but I mean, with all due respect, they weren't going to get drafted. So they're back. Will Mallory looks to step into the starting tight end role. Jared Williams, the right tackle, played with Derek King at Houston. He's back for a 7th year because he was a 6th-year senior last year. And then he's back for a 7th season. So that's a big one because, you know, he's 24 years old and he has 50-something games of college performance already. John Ford along the defensive line, who might have been, you know, like a 6th or 7th round draft pick maybe. He's back. Zach McLeod is back. I think that you're going to look at him more as a defensive end than a linebacker, hopefully moving forward. And then Bubba Bolden, the USC transfer and safety, he's back. Waiting to see concretely what Amari Carter is going to do. But I believe that the NFL draft deadline to enter was yesterday. So if we haven't heard anything about him doing that, it stands to reason that he's going to be back. So, yeah, you know, I think that the guys who left are the ones who it makes sense to leave. You know, again, Quincy Roche, 5th-year guy, already in his, you know, 20s. He's an edge rusher, you know, top 3-round draft pick. Boom. First-round draft pick, Jalen Phillips. I would have liked for him to stay, but I fully understand as a first-round draft pick, go and get that money. Got Gregory Russo, who already opted out to go and get that money. You know, so that, I mean, that's really what you're looking at. And then Jose Borregala is also going to the NFL, and his younger brother Andre is going to come in and take over the kicking duties. after being the first Miami Hurricane ever to win the Lou Groza Award as the best kicker in America, which, you know, when you are setting records for being the first at the University of Miami in the football program, that's a sizable thing, because this is a name brand legacy program with 5 national championships that, you know, is a household name, even if we have not necessarily been as dominant on the field as we would have liked over the course of the last few years. So, you know, yeah, I think the guys who left made the right decision to leave. I think that they're all in a better position to move forward towards the NFL, either for chronology or just for skill set fit at the next level. And for the guys who are back, they're taking advantage of the amnesty given to all college players, you know, and Mike Harley is back. You know, he's back for a 5th year. So, yeah, you know, I think that the decisions were right decisions, but it would have made Miami's team stronger for 2021 had you gotten 1 or 2 of those guys back, you know, of Jalen Phillips, Jose Borg. Well, Jalen Phillips or Brevin Jordan mainly. Jose Borregales, I mean, yeah, he was the best kicker in America. Hopefully his brother comes in and he can compete at a similar level. And Gregory Russo already opted out and signed with an agent before the season. So, I mean, that wasn't going to happen. But, yeah, it would have made the team a lot stronger had they come back. But I think that the right decisions were made by all.